used to love me like a sister. You used to hold me like a friend. We used to share a master bed. And we used to...
Divine Rising family, Divine Rising, Southern Goddess here with my big sis Keish, and we are Conscious Talk. We coming with you with another segment. Let's talk illusion. Now, before we dive in, as you can see in the back here, I got some candles burning. You know, my book of palmistry candles, and as well as my baby Buddha candles here. Now, these are just on display, and I thought, why not? They need a little camera time too, right, sis? So I owe sis this candle here, but I do have some coming to you soon as well. I also got my globe here, candle here. Want to just model some of the candles as well. I got my serpent energy candle here at the top. These are some new ones that I've been working on. Another small cat candle here, as well as, now this one is a new one. Oh shit! This one is a new one. It's a masterpiece here that I've been working on. As you can see, the hand holding the globe, or you would say crystal ball, as you will. And my favorite that I've been working on, I love dragons. So I just thought this segment, we will give them some little show time as well. They'll be up here more often. But as you can see, I done changed the scenery, trying to get a little view around here. So let's get started with, let's talk illusions. What is illusions? Illusions, people, you know, a gap between a person's perspectives and the objective of reality. And there are many ways illusions occur. You know, illusions occur during spirituality. Illusions occur in the community, marriage. We was talking about this. We always talk about this before we record, and a lot of topics came up, and illusions, you can find them any and everywhere. So let's dive in. I'm gonna let big sis jump into her portion of illusions, then I'm gonna chime back and forth. I want to start with the subtopic of spirituality with illusions. Start there, because a lot of people think just because you're spiritual, you have to have all the aesthetics. You don't have to have all the aesthetics to be spiritual. If it resonates with you, it resonates with you. Do your thorough research before you say, oh, I got to get this crystal to be spiritual. No, you're actually already spiritual within. But if it really resonates with you, get the crystal, get the candle, get whatever it is that resonates with you. But just because you see someone dolled up in crystals or copper, that doesn't make a person spiritual. Sis, what do you feel about that?
Yeah, I feel like, you know, being spiritually understood is, like you said, resignation. Make sure it resonates with you. Pick a person's brain.
Yes.
Make sure there's consistencies. When you start to see the inconsistencies of what they're talking about, they might have knowledge, but they might not be using it. Or they might have ascertained some information from elsewhere and they're just regurgitating it. That could be an illusion. You have to be able to sit with self to make the discernment of resignation, so that you're not following the wrong crowd who's putting out information to the right crowd, if that makes sense. You see it all the time. You don't know you're seeing it, especially when you're out there and you're brand new to an understanding, trying to figure out which way to go, which way to follow. The illusion is that as Black people, we tend to try to follow Black people.
Yeah.
But that might not be the best route for you to go. And I'm not saying that you have to follow white people or anything. What I'm saying is that the illusion is in the community or the company that we keep. If I'm Black, I need to be more understanding to Black. No. If you have a problem with color, meaning that you find that there's racism or this or that or the other, maybe you should sit in with yourself and have an understanding of what that means first before you follow the wrong crowd.
So sis, say for instance, say like you're living like in a small town and you know the same people over and over again, and because you've been boxed into this small town, that can influence your illusion, because that's all you ever known. You haven't really stepped outside that small town. Do you feel like a lot of people endure that, and that's why they get trapped into that mindset of that small group of people when it comes to illusion?
That's a good question, but that's a loaded question too,
Yeah.
because we're all built a little bit differently. You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
cycles in family communities, they are built to be there. Um, the person will know themselves when they're in that community. I need to get away. You hear people say, I need to get out of this town. I've outgrown this town. There's things that they believe that I don't believe. If you find that you have to swallow your words because you can't actually speak your mind, because what they're saying is what they all believe, and for some reason, whatever reason it is, you feel different or you believe different from them, it is time for you to stretch outside of that community.
Yeah, that's true. I had to do that myself. I'm from a small town. If you blink, you miss it. Okay, you'll miss it. So I knew I had to leave that small town, that small community, in order to elevate myself, because what I was looking for, it wasn't right there in that community. But I will say, I always say this, I'm a Georgia girl. You can take the girl out of Georgia, but you can't take the Georgia out of girl. I brought the essence with me, but on top of that, I was able to expand my mind, expand my spirituality, just by going to different communities and being able to have that experience in different areas of the community. I took the initiative to do that. So sometimes it does matter for a person to step outside of what you already know and trust the unknown, so that you can see the expansion of the world yourself.
Especially if you feel that pull. You
Yeah.
know, I'm from a small town myself, and people
You
don't
gonna
know
blink
this.
it, if you blink, you miss it, sis.
It's well known. That's the problem, but it is a small town. And what it's well known for is not really anything that I could say I'm proud of, but it is a very small town, but it is very well known. Now, I didn't grow up there. I was born there. I
Okay.
had the great understanding of being able to grow up all over the world, but my Jupiter is in Gemini, so
Okay.
I was going to live all over the world.
Right.
It just so happens that I got to do that at a younger age. The illusions that are out there, they come in many different shapes, forms, and misunderstandings. And if you don't have the knowledge that you need to be able to see through them, then you will miss them. And then we have a community that says that they've been misled, misguided, or fed information that shouldn't have been fed. So let's talk something really strong. Let's talk
Go
a really
ahead.
strong illusion.
Let's go
Let's
ahead.
talk about our history.
Let's do that. Let's do that, sis. Let's do
Let's
that.
talk about the history of the Black person and the illusion that has been put out there to us. And that illusion is that we were basically nothing. If you want to break it all the way down, the illusion was that we were made to work, we were made to till the land. And then when you hear from, older people who got information from older people or who got it from school, they made us look like we were weak.
Yeah.
Illusion
Yes.
number one.
Definitely so. Think about also, what about those who come into the country, from a foreign country, and the illusion that's been given about, people of
So
Caucasian.
that's not an illusion. I'm gonna tell you why.
Well, some stuff, sis. Some stuff. All of us ain't the same. All of us.
No. So what I'm going to explain to you is when these people come into this country, they come into some of the hardest cities that we have here in the United States.
Right.
And so some of the people that they come into contact with are, I'm trying to put this in a nice way, harder than most. Okay?
Right.
And so their depiction of a certain race, now here's the illusion, their depiction after dealing with those people in those harder cities, they form a decision around that group of people and they take it from that city into other places. I watched it happen.
Yeah, yeah, but I was kind of getting there though. But as you can see, we're not all the same. We're not.
No, we're not.
Once they have that illusion and they go somewhere else and they see someone like myself, now you've projected this perception of what you've first, seen when you got here onto me, and then you like, you're different from everybody else because we're not all the same, sis. Bro, we're not all the same. So it's just
We are, I feel like we are in some, like, when people make those, when people make those
perceptions
by putting people in a box.
Yeah.
So when they say that people can do this, we all can do it. I can't use the words I want to use to actually express the way I'm feeling, but what I'm saying is that, can I act other than put together? Yes. Can I act like the people that they assume that I'm going to act like? Yes. Do I choose to do it on a regular? No.
But
there are some people
yourself though.
Yeah. There are some people who wear that hard shell all the time because they have to.
Yeah.
And the more a person has to wear that hard shell until somebody comes in and says, you don't need to do this, you don't have to wear this shell, any newcomers that come into contact with that person is going to get that hard shell. And the only thing to be able to say is, okay, well, that's how they're going to treat us. But we do it to other people
all the time, and that's
not us, but what?
I know what you meant, but that'd be a hard pill for them to swallow. It's like, no, I don't. You do though. You actually do. Why is it so easy for us to project on other outside races, but when it comes to our own people, it's just like, oh, it's okay. No, it's a human thing here.
Yes.
It's a human thing here. Why are we looking at skin color at this moment? If we're going to hold one race accountable, we need to be holding our own race accountable for things as well. And sometimes that is even a hard pill for some to swallow.
That's the history of the United States. We've always used that as our crutch. It's easy for people to get into a situation and blame it on color instead of actually digging deep and saying, I'm not saying that anything detrimental is ever warranted, but what I am saying is that we do it on both sides.
We do.
Have we built an illusion for ourselves as a community? Yes, we have, because we didn't pull away from what was put there for us. We sank into it.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing of understanding. It's time to be able to look at a person and be able to say, what you do, I can do too, but I choose not to.
Right.
Instead of looking at that person and saying, well, why are you doing this and why are you doing that? I believe racism in the United States is a way to make people puff up, swell up, and have an emotional understanding that keeps that
division,
keeps that cycle rolling.
Yeah.
Once again, an illusion. Can you see past it?
Most definitely. It's definitely a division because it allows the divide and conquer. Oh, once we've planted the seed, now we just watch how that virus just sprout out. Watch how we're able to conquer this whole community when we actually can just sit back and be like, okay, let me take accountability for self. If I take accountability for self and model that aspect, model that type of role, others can follow as well. They definitely can. Like you said, don't put that T at the end. Kick that thing off there. You definitely can. You just got to look yourself in the mirror and say, I did this. This was my part. How could I have done this better so I can be the best team player for my community?
Mm-hmm. There is an I in individual.
Most
so
definitely.
It's okay to be an individual. It's okay to have your thoughts. It's okay to be the person you are. It's also okay to say that, yes, at one time this was me and now this is who I am, and stem away from some of the things that we were built into. You don't have to buy into everything.
Yes.
because as a society, if we don't start learning how to stand with each other, we'll fall with each other no matter what.
Most definitely. And know how to sit that you don't have to buy into everything. Let's go back to the aesthetics and everything as far as crystals and all this. If it's something that you resonate with, research it, fully understand if it's for you. If it's not for you, then rock and roll with self, because what you don't know, because I've said this before, you are the walking altar. You are the church. You are this. Your temple is here. You are already those things. You just have to tap in within self. And we hit the dead on the nail about illusions and communities. Now, we talked about marriage as well too, sis. Do you feel that there are illusions in marriages? I.e., for example, the example that I used the other day about the young lady I was talking to who's married. I haven't been married on paper. I have not. I say on paper because I look at marriage in a different light, common law marriage versus, going to the courthouse marriage. To me, there are like two different ways of marriages to me. But this young lady wanted to excel herself, but her partner wasn't ready. And I was like, okay, well, if you've done everything there is to do to, fight for the marriage. Would you say fight for the marriage? I don't know. If you've done everything to work things out within the marriage and try to get everything to the same level, shouldn't that person, be ready to leave? Because some contracts are expired at some times. You're not always meant to be in somebody's life for eternity. So
when it comes to marriage, that's a tricky subject because there's a whole bunch of different understandings that come with marriage, and not everybody has the same understanding. One, first, you took a vow.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't care what illusion it was that got you into that marriage and what you had stamped onto that marriage, you did take a vow. And if it's just the fact that your person doesn't want the same things that you want in a specific time in life, I don't think that that's something for you to just walk off and leave them unless you've tried as much as you can. And even then, can you have your own in a relationship, in a marriage, and they have their own? You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about marriage, that's a tricky situation because I don't see an illusion there. I see people pinning things on each other as what I want. If I want this, then they should want it too. But
that's where I see the illusion at right there, because you didn't sit down and actually talk to your partner and, have that together conversation. You can't project that on your partner if that's not what they want.
Is that an illusion though? Because an illusion is basically like a lie. So if you married somebody with an intent of just being taken care of, then you lied to yourself.
That's another
if that's what you're coming up with. But in this lady's situation, you have to be able to understand that marriage does not mean that you have to live under the same roof. It doesn't mean that you all have to live in the same state all the time. It means that you are still two bodies that have different dreams and different aspirations. And if we're always breaking up because your dreams are different from mine, we're never going to stay together. So that's why I'm saying it's tricky, because the whole understanding from the beginning into the middle to when people decide they want to get a divorce and this and that and the other, that's a tricky situation right there.
Makes sense. But I've spoken to some people who they relied on their partner to take care of all the bills and all of the, the groundwork and stuff. And all they did was sit at home. And then once that partner either transitioned, it was like, I don't know what to do. And I'm just like, well, have you done anything to elevate yourself along the marriage? Did you try to learn some of the stuff that your partner was doing? So again, like I said, I don't know. I ain't never been married. So that was just giving my little feedback, because my ass ain't never been married. But I do feel if you're going to be married together, build that empire together. Babe, what you doing?
Most people don't know how. That's not something we're taught. We're not taught to sit down and talk to our partners and find out what it is that they want versus what we want. We find that if they're fine and we get along, we laugh, we giggle for a little bit of time, and next thing you know, we're deciding that we're going to get married. What is the strongest conversation that you and that person had prior to having a sexual encounter?
There we go.
You see what I'm saying? It's the difference between marriage because society says I need to be married, or being a person that has a misunderstanding, an illusional understanding of what marriage is. So you gravitate to the first person. Then once you get in that marriage and you see, okay, well, I don't want this and they want something else. You know, most people will talk about kids. And they may or may not talk about kids in the beginning, in the dating stages. They might talk about them once they're married. They may or may not talk about finances. You know, we're just talking about married couples. We're not talking about people who just had kids by somebody who they didn't really know.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that would be discernment of the person who is potentially in that relationship situation at the time. Once again, that's tricky because everybody's situation and circumstances are different.
Very much so. And I kind of got a thought came to my mind. I was like, well, if they don't know to talk to each other and one wants this and the other one wants that, of course it's going to be easy for them, like, okay, we need to split up then, if they're not taught to sit down and have these discussions with each other. So that's where I was asking at one point, do you feel is that where marriage counseling come from? When before people get married, I know they would meet like the pastor or someone, you know, they sit down and they discuss. Is that something that they're supposed to do in that aspect of that process? I'm asking because
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never done that type of counseling. Yes, I've been in states that required that before you got married, that you had some type of marriage counseling. But that doesn't mean that those marriages last, for the simple fact is that they're just going to check a box. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're going to go to this religious person who's going to tell us, and even then you still don't know if that religious person has been married to the same person for years, and they're actually really giving them guidance, or if they're looking in a book and giving them counseling.
Very much so. Very much so. We was just
there's the difference
segment right there. Book sense versus life sense. Yeah.
There is a difference between guidance and counseling.
Very much so, sis. Very much so. We also talk about the age of Pisces and the age of Aquarius. And I got to thinking after we discussed that, I was like, it's just basically like someone is taking the blindfolds off your face and it's doing like this. You're like, oh my God, this is what's really going on. Oh my God. And you know, you got all of this that's going on with the EBT situation, and you're seeing everything going on. The illusion is breaking, and now people's like, I don't know what to do. It's time to take those crutches off and, you know, crawl again. My mom used to say, well, you got to crawl before you can walk, but some of us got to roll over first before we can crawl. So based on age of Pisces and age of Aquarius, what feedback on that would you like to share on that aspect? Because as we look around, we can see the illusion. Just, the wolves coming off people's eyes.
It hasn't even happened yet, but
yeah.
That part of it hasn't even happened yet. It's about to be ripped off of everybody.
I feel that it does. I feel that it is, especially with this EBT situation and watching how people...
You think that was an illusion?
I feel that was the start. That's just the start.
Of an illusion?
Pretty much.
No, it's the start of taking the crutches off and under us because we have been so reliant on somebody else to feed us instead of understanding how to feed ourselves.
My thing with that is what I'm saying is the illusion of someone supposedly taking care of you all along. Like, you're supposed to have the accountability to do that. That's where I'm coming from as that aspect. My perspective, I just feel like it's the start of everything crumbling. You know, get out there and do your own thing now. They're like, you're a big girl, you're a big boy. This is crumbling down, not for no reason. And this is just the beginning. So that's my perspective on that. That's why I said
that. So explain to me explain to me how you see the illusion in that so I can gather better understanding,
Well,
because
with
maybe I have
that,
it
sis,
wrong.
like we're saying, it's a lot of people who, like we would say, some people are very comfortable with stuff giving to them instead of them getting out there and doing it themselves, and they feel that they're entitled to getting all these stuff and having someone else taking care of them instead of them getting out there and do it for themselves. I'm supposed to get this all my life. I'm supposed to do this. The government owes me this. No, they not necessarily. Not You're not supposed to use these tools as something as a crutch forever. It's going to fall. It's going to fall eventually, and you're going to have to pick yourself back up and see, oh, okay, this is what this was all this time. So
So a lot of those people that have been on that's all they've known.
yeah.
So that's, to them, it's what life was. But it's been something that has been built in their lives, so they do feel like they're entitled because it's something that's supposed to be given. When I think about the situation behind that, I look at the more materialistic side of it versus somebody giving you a handout. I feel like if you can complain about it, then there's a solution for it, and you'll have to go find the solution behind it, which means that if you have more in your home than what you need as a bare necessity, then it's time for you to start thinking about changing your thought process. And feeding your family is more important than driving a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 vehicle. You see what I'm saying? Or trying to go out there and splurge to show other people that you have when you really don't. And the process of you being able to have was because somebody was giving you a handout. To me, that's teaching. That's, once again, it goes in with the saying of, if you teach them to fish, they'll fish for a lifetime. Mm-hmm. If you give them a fish, they can only eat for a day. EBT was the fish that was given to them instead of us being taught the knowledge of being able to garden and fish for ourselves.
Very much so. Very much so. Same with the holidays. You know how a lot of people, they will grow broke during the holidays because they got to keep up with the Joneses. Do you feel the same way with that as well? Because holidays are now different, and a lot of people nowadays aren't celebrating it due to what's going on in society right now.
Materialistic illusion is great because people go broke trying to show people that they have. That is definitely illusion. Because why go broke trying to prove to somebody that you have something that you don't have? It's not about the material that's in your household that shows glitz and glam and rich, because people will come in your house, and if they see really nice stuff and it's glittery and it sparkles, oh my gosh, you're rich. I've had that happen to me. I had my ex-husband family came to my parents' house for the first time, and they seen the way my mom's house was put together, my parents' house was put together. They seen the cars that were in the driveway and stuff, and they was like, I don't understand how you accept us because of what your parents have. And I had to look at them, and I said, what my parents have is theirs. It's not mine. And who am I to judge somebody based off of their understanding of what their house should look like?
Come on now. We had the same thing with our grandmother growing up, the way our house was set up. Yeah, we had that.
The illusion is I have money because I'm able to buy some things that look rich. Mm-hmm. Or I might have a fancy car that I'm pushing. I know somebody like that, push a fancy car, but house look like who did it, what for, and why. And you see, because you'll see that person on the street in a fancy car put together. The illusion is to send the understanding that this is I have.
Yeah.
But then when you get to their house, you're like, okay, you look put together. You have nice car, but your house is.
Yeah, that's why I say you don't judge a book by its cover, man. You don't judge a book by. Because
Really shouldn't.
when we were growing up, people thought the same thing, just how my grandmother's house was set up, the pillars and everything. And, my cousins were serving, so they had their cars in the yard and stuff. And they were like, you guys are rich. And I was like, oh, okay. What gave you that perspective? It's like, because of my grandmother's house, I'm rich in spirit. Yeah. What I have is not a lot compared to other, but it's enough for me. And I'm happy with that.
What I've realized is that people look at people and say, if you look like you have more than me, then you're sitting on top.
Yep.
That is an illusion.
Very much so.
Just because a person looks like they have more than you, I find that most of the time they don't have much. You see?
Oh, yeah.
But then this goes back to why the communities on the bottom don't take care of their communities, and that's been deemed as lowbrow, poor, this or that or the other, when if it only takes a few people that are off on a day to go out and clean up the community, and once again the community is clean, it's vibrant, and it's rich. You see what I'm saying? But we look up to the top, and we think because they're wearing Armani suits and pushing, Bugattis, and they have this and that and other, that they are rich. They are rich in money, maybe.
Very much so, but in spirit, I don't know about that. I don't know, but I do watch a lot of true crime. I will say this. I watch a lot of true crime. Yes, I do. And you would see a lot of them that have the material wealth. Everybody's, they're such a beautiful family. They're such this and that, and they're good on the outside, but in the inside, it's a whole nother story. The dynamic is different. No one is happy. People have their love being bought. I don't want my love being bought. I want to actually feel authentic love. And sometimes a community that's in one would say the middle class, lower class community, sometimes it's more love there in the community. But because we looking at, it's old and dirty and smelly or whatnot, we automatically assume, that's just filth over there. I'm going to go over here because they got nice things. They must be nice people. And I have
that's what happened when religion started to come up. When, a group of people decided, I'm not going to go into the ghettos where the poor people are to preach and to talk to them. We're only going to stay where it's clean, and I'm not going to catch anything, and this and that and other. And so if you look out, you see that reflecting on the community that we have here now.
And sis, something that really, it was very contradicting to me growing up. If you read your Bible, like you guys say, didn't Jesus go out into the trenches and stuff like that to reach the masses or whatnot? Didn't he do that?
So Jesus, if we talk about Jesus' perspective, we'll be here all day, because I love what he was teaching. But what he was teaching,
but that's my thing.
That Bible, very different. He didn't care if you were a leper. He didn't care if you had these diseases, because think about it. You were born in the 80s, right?
1990 at the top.
Oh, you were born in the 90s. Okay, my bad.
1990.
What you are. So let's talk about that. Here's the illusion right there. They try to say that COVID was a nasty man's disease. But the homeless weren't the ones that was suffering from it. I know I was homeless during that time frame.
At all. I can agree to that, because every last person that did get injected were the ones who got sick. Just based off of what I've seen. Don't argue with me, argue with your mammy. That's what I've seen with my own eyes, okay?
It was a fear-based situation. And what kept me from being scared of it was I had one customer where I was working at, and he hit the nail on the head. And when he said it, it pinged. He said, they're not dropping dead in the streets. And I stopped for a minute because he caught me off guard. He really did. I didn't know this man. He was just a customer coming in, and I looked out and I said, you know what? You're so right. They're not. But the people on the higher spectrum, or the ones who thought they were on a higher spectrum, basically tried to say it was a nasty man's disease, and it wasn't a nasty man's disease. Most of these diseases are not nasty people diseases. They happen.
They be made up as hell. Me in the lab just cooking up stuff.
They happen for whatever reason, whether it was cooked up or whether it was here to teach us a lesson, whether it was here to teach us to be able to sit with ourselves
Yes.
for longer. I know when it happened, it was something that I had been asking for.
Yeah.
Not the actual disease itself or virus or whatever, but the actual time for us to take a time to shut down and sit down instead of always running and moving and running and moving and running and moving and feeling like we had to do something. And the problem is that everybody got to sit down at that time except for me.
Had no choice.
No, but
all of that.
Be able to take the time to understand that sometimes the things that people put out there is the illusion to make themselves feel better. Materialistic type situations, people buy materials to give the illusion that they're rich.
Most definitely, sis. Most definitely.
Or that they are above somebody.
Come on now. Because when you listen to somebody, they'll tell on you. They'll tell on themselves.
They really do.
Very much.
Little
so.
do they know, I'm always listening.
Very much so. That's why I let people talk. And, I'm going to let you talk and I'm going to catch something. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's what you believe. Oh, okay. And then you looking at all these crystals and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. You must just start it. I ain't going to judge nobody based off of what they wear because, again, like I said, if it resonate with you, it resonate with you. Use your discernment, though, because spirituality is the new thing now. Everybody wants to get on the bandwagon now. Everybody, what they say, chasing the clout. Everybody doing that now, and that's the thing. So let me put on all of this so it look like I'm spiritual. And you hold a conversation with them, and you're like, "Are you sure?" Oh, okay, you must be at a different level on your journey. It's good talking to you. All right, I'm gonna keep it moving.
I've met a lot of people that's on a different level from me, and I listen to them. I listen to them. I even entertain what they have to say because I can't judge a person based off of what they know.
Yeah.
My thing is if you're gonna walk the walk,
talk the talk,
then be able to talk the talk. If you can talk the talk, be able to walk the walk. And it's different depending on what communities that you delve in. And I've seen the differences. It's all you've got your Hispanic community. I love the way they treat spirituality. I think it's beautiful. You've got your Caucasian communities all over the world. And then you have your Black communities, and they are all very different. They speak different. They do different things. I'm an individual when it comes to my spirituality, so I don't fit in any one of those boxes perfectly. I develop what I want for myself based off of my needs and understanding, not based off of the people who are around me. So this isn't it's not a religion, okay? It's not something that says you have to follow it this way, and that's why it brings me more ease because I can follow self.
Very much so. Very much so. I will say I have resonated with like a few, I would say conscious community influencers. Say like I was in like this society called the Conjure Society. Shout out to Conjure Queen for that. And I've met some beautiful individuals. I also learned while I'm in this, I wasn't meant to stay there long because I wasn't there long. It was always I would grab some knowledge, pick it up, I'm supposed to take it, and then I'm supposed to leave. It's not something I'm supposed to sit on because it's like, okay, Southern, you don't need this necessarily. You just needed that one piece of information right there. Now go and elevate yourself. I'm like sis, I don't believe in staying in a group very long. If I do find a group that I resonate with, I'll take whatever it is I'm supposed to take and I'll go. I know I'm not going to be there long. But I know I'm supposed to meet individuals, not for no reason. I met my good sis Indigo Goddess through this society. And now here we are. We have a beautiful sisterhood here. And I knew I was supposed to pick her up from there and we're supposed to move on from there. And both of us have left the society from that on. But if it resonates with you, family, let it resonate. Take what you're supposed to take and go. Because this is
I
your
have
journey. This is
I
your
have been
journey,
a part
baby.
of a few communities.
Yeah,
Um, every state that I move to, I find a community,
yeah,
because even if it's one of two things. I can either give something to them or receive something from them.
yeah.
And so there is a couple communities. I'm actually been in touch with one of my friends. I'm not going to shout her name out just yet, because that's not that's not for me to do. But she had her own community, and she's the one who actually helped me to find a little bit more about myself. That was in Tennessee. There was one in Texas. There was one in Georgia. So I have been to a couple different places in a couple different communities, and I take away something. And I hope I get to, I've left an imprint as well
Sure you
of
did.
greatness instead of, anything other than.
I'm sure you did, because it's a exchange of knowledge in that moment. How I see it, when you come into these communities, you're exchanging something. So, even though we might not know what it is that we drop, we definitely do it, making an impact some way or another. But yeah, like we said, if you find these communities, take what you're supposed to take and leave the rest. I don't necessarily believe you're supposed to be stuck to one group forever, because you keep yourself at a threshold when you're supposed to continue to elevate yourself, and you don't want to keep yourself stuck at a level when you're supposed to be elevating from that level. So I also do understand some people aren't comfortable with change, and that could be a challenging thing for some, but it's a part of life, and it's a beautiful thing. So step out and trust the unknown. Yes.
Yeah, so we've touched on the illusions in spirituality, which is a big one because there's a lot of those.
Yeah.
The illusion in marriage.
I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying they all over the place. When he was talking about the spirituality, I was like, they crawling all over the place. So you'll see it everywhere. Just use your discernment. I'm just being a backup singer. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I mean, we're both here together.
I know what you got in the mic right now. I'm just in the back. Do 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 do. Yeah.
Just know this: you need wisdom with knowledge to
Definitely.
be able to understand. You need the two together. You can't just have wisdom and just have knowledge without. You need the two together. The two have to go together. To practice discernment and being able to understand what resonates with you. My preference is always to take time to meditate, go within, so that your inner self will start to magnetize on the outer self, so that you'll know what it is that resonates. It's not always about rebuttaling, because I refuse to rebuttal with somebody about what it is that they believe, because that's their belief at the time. And because belief is very strong in this world, I won't tear down something in order to put it somewhere else because I feel it's going to thrive. That's for the person themselves to do.
Very much so.
So the illusion. Say that again, sis.
No, I said very much so. I was agreeing with you on that aspect.
Yeah, so the illusion in these different things is for us to bring towards you to say, if it's a problem that you can't get the EBT and you don't have the food, there are pantries. So we will put that out there. There are pantries, so there are places to get the food. That's not going to last long.
Yeah.
So you might want to get what you can now, but don't try to overtake, because there's always somebody standing behind you that needs as well.
You can't do that anyway, because they have it set up where you get just enough for your family.
Very good.
Again, like sis said, we don't know how long that's going to last, but utilize that resource, and also be in the process of teaching yourself how to grow food if you do not.
Yes. If you need some place to pick up seeds, you can always go to like your local hardware stores. I don't want to put their names out there because I don't think it's a necessity, but you all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
get you some seeds. There are some places. There is one place on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok that I have been following. I got their catalog. I'm getting ready to start my indoor growing. I'm just trying to figure out with the cold up here where I am, starting my indoor growing. You definitely want to do that. It is time for us to build a community of understanding. This is a difference between spirituality, community of understanding. I seen a TikTok where somebody was like, okay, I can't feed myself. And they was like, okay, the other person was like, it was the same person, but they were in a two-part thing. And it was like, I can't feed myself. Can you give me some money so I could buy some food? And they was like, no, go get a job. So it was like, I got a part-time job and I still can't feed myself. And they was like, well, go get yourself a better job. So it was like, I got myself a full-time. Hold on, that's like, well, I want to go through it because you'll see what I'm getting ready to say. It said, well, I got myself a full-time job and I still can't feed myself. Can you give me money for food? And they was like, well, it's time for you to go to school and do this and do that and do the other. So they said, now I've done this and now I've got these bills, because all the other ones, it was like scenarios on, you know, I've got this high insurance that I got kicked off my insurance. Now I have to pay this high insurance and blah, blah, blah. This is the reality in life.
It very much
is
so.
That every time you elevate yourself is more money that you're putting out. Well, this is the reality here in the United States, I should say.
Very
is
much.
That every time you elevate yourself and you try to get yourself on another status, they take something away from you to make you fall back down, and then you have to decide. What I said in the comments was, it is time for us to start growing our own food so that we can feed ourselves and feed our community.
And what did I say, sis? A lot of them, they want it now. They want it quick. They want it fast. But this is the moment.
I understand.
This is the moment to sit down and what you say, regroup, and what else, sis? I forgot.
Reposition.
There you go. You should definitely
regroup and reposition.
There you go. It's a perfect time for you to be like, okay, because, you know, when you go to school, you accumulated so much more. You know, you got student loans, you got all of this. I think that's not even necessary to even deal with.
I would feed myself before I paid them student loans. I don't care about that.
All of that.
Sometimes people have to know where to draw the line. A student loan, well, if I don't pay it, it's going to accrue this and that and other, and it's going to tear up my credit. Well, guess what? Let it do that for a little bit until you can get yourself on stable ground. You know, for some of us who have been through the hardships, we understand that you have to sacrifice some to be able to do the others. So that's why I say, if you're talking about you can't feed yourself and you got a cell phone that costs $1,000+, then you're not going to be able to feed yourself because you just threw away $1,000 worth of food. I get it. The excuse is going to be, but I need this phone to be able to get into contact with such and such. You tell them I don't have a phone.
Oh, it's too easy to downgrade.
A little prepaid phone.
There you go. It's too easy to downgrade. There's nothing wrong with it.
But we're so used to being
we worried about other people
think. We're so used to the luxuries.
Yeah, and what other people
and it's sad for the ones who grew up with phones in their hands because they don't understand how to live without them. You see what I'm saying? We were the last of the ones that played outside hard, for real. Yeah. It was the early millennials that were born in the 80s, and then after that, everybody had, like, unless you probably lived in the country.
I'm a millennial. It stopped right in mid because we stayed.
You grew up in the country a little bit different, and I was about to say that for those that grew up in the country, they didn't have some of the amenities. But for those who grew up close to the cities, which is a large portion, you know, the ones that are crying and complaining, because if you grew up in the country, I grew up on a farm in the country. And when I say there was 2 little bitty cities that I lived in, there was 2 little bitty cities. Yeah. One was only one school for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. And they grew their own food. They knew how to till the land. But as those kids grew up, which were the baby boomers for me, when they grew up, they didn't want that. They want it more easy. And we've made our lives so easy that trying to live the way life was meant to live is now hard and complicated, and we want to complain about it. There is a solution for all of that. But first, you have to change the mindset and say, I really don't need this. I don't need this money draining my pocket. I don't need this. Credit is an illusion.
I was just saying that I just said that credit is illusion. Do you think I care about what my credit look like right now? I do not. What's more important, myself and my daughter and my family? I put that first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to step outside this, and I'm going to have self-sufficiency. I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to teach myself. If I don't know how to do it, I'm going to get on YouTube University and I'm going to look, I'm going to take notes, and I'm going to apply that knowledge, and boom, I have my own farm. I have my own, hell, I might have my own clothing line by the end of this. Who knows? There's so much that we can learn and teach ourselves to get ourselves out of this poverty-stricken mindset. That's what it is.
One that has been put on us for millennia. We really are what we think we are, not what somebody else tells us we are. So if you believe that you're broke and poor and can't do without the handout, then you will be broke and poor, and you will never be able to do it until somebody gives you a handout. Yeah. But the handout is what's keeping you down.
Very much so. Very much so. But you got to see that. When you said that, I thought about, when people say you are what you eat. It was like, yeah, you actually are. You are
what you think.
Very much so.
You are what you digest from somebody else telling you who you are. If you let people dictate your life, you get the life that they dictated. So that's why when people come talking to me about what's going on in the outer world, my first thing is that I look out the window at the outer world so that I understand, because sometimes I have to walk into it. But then I also know that I'm coming back into my inner world, and that really doesn't pertain to me. I'm going to eat. I don't need to eat a lot. I know how to fast.
That's another one.
It's not about eating.
That's another one.
It's not about eating a lot of things that we have been used to eating. Sometimes it's just getting a little bit of something in your stomach, not a whole plate full of food. But one would have to get close to being without. One would have to get close to starving before they understand the body doesn't need. So these are all the hardships that are coming in because, like you said, the veil is falling. It started falling way back in.
Do you think
it started falling before a lot of us even knew it was falling?
Okay, I was going to ask, do you think it kicked in with the pandemic? Do you think it kicked in?
No, it started before that.
No, I'm saying, do you think it intensified then?
I can't say, because right now it's very light. It's in increments, and it's in increments of ones that need to be waking up now. But there are some things to come. I don't like to speak on them because there's a lot out there that I don't know, but there are things that I do know, and it's coming. And so people now just find discernment within yourself. Learn to see the illusions that's going on. But what's going on right now with the EBT, I can't say 100% if it's an illusion, because it is meant to happen. And you know me, I'm going to go into the astrological side of it.
Of course.
With these outer planets, which are our society planets, our social planets, with them moving, most of them don't move. Like Uranus is 80 something years it takes to move from one constellation into the next. Pluto's 100 and something years. So these planets stay in one area for a vast amount of time, and they are now moving. So the things that we see and the things that we are experiencing now is not something that somebody is just doing because they're trying to be mean. It's something that has been written in the stars.
It was destined. It was definitely
it has
destined. And just so you know, if you are one of those who keep up with not just astrology, but numerology as well, it is November 11th. If you do,
yes, it is 11/11.
It is it's an 1111 portal open. So take this time to reflect on self. Take this time to write out some spiritual or even personal, however you want. Write out some intentions that you want for self and act upon those self. Perfect time to do that. Beautiful energy flowing. I would say go outside and ground. If you love to go outside and ground, go hug a tree. Do all of that. If it's warm enough for you, if you feel like I'm gonna be out there with my socks on, okay? But we are gonna get out there, get that beautiful sun, use this beautiful energy, and take the keys back to your spaceship and drive your own spaceship. That's all I want to say on that.
What I'm going to say is, although this is a very big portal, there's something even bigger happening next month, and I'm waiting to see what that brings about. So what I would tell everybody is, if you get to see this before that actual date next month, and I'm not going to say when it is because it's still subjective.
Yeah.
Ask for protection.
Yes, sis. Say that one more time, sis.
Ask for protection. Make sure you do that. Don't skip that. Ask for protection. If you don't ask for anything else, just ask your spirit to keep you divinely protected through these next few. Not even, next month is just the catalyst stuff. It's not even the so ask for protection. That's all I need.
All of that, family. Thank you for joining us. We enjoyed you guys. We really hope that you got something out of this. Break that illusion, guys. Continue to get your keys back. Fight for you and your family. And until next time, family, find your light and then fix your crown, family. Peace.